A couple of times recently, I've had what amounts to exactly the same conversation with two different businesses, which went along the lines of, well, we've got the software, we've invested in an automation platform or some piece of marketing technology. The problem is we know we're not getting best value from it. We know we're not using it to best effect in our business. And this is more common than you might think, because it's so easy, isn't it, to go out and subscribe to a piece of software or buy a license for a platform, implement it in the business, but never really quite find the time or the energy or the inclination very often to really dig into it and understand what it can do and how you can get best value from it. And the problem with asking that question, the question of, well, how do we get best value from the technology, is that actually it's looking at the question from completely the wrong angle. Because if you were to take a step back and think about, well, what does our strategy need to be? What are our plans? What are we trying to achieve? What are our goals and objectives? And what does our customer journey need to look like? And then think about, well, how can the technology help us to deliver that? Then the whole question becomes completely different, because now you're looking at it from the perspective of your business and the value you're delivering to your customers and clients, rather than what can the technology do for us? What is the technology capable of? And so that's why at Airbase, very often when we first engage with a client, we'll take a couple of steps back and go through exactly that process. Very often the first thing we'll do is map the customer journey and get a real sense of what the business is trying to achieve. Look at content and messaging and get a picture of that, develop all of that work, and then think about how can we now translate this into a process that can be delivered by a software platform. That makes the whole thing so much more real. It brings the process to life, and actually it stops you getting completely blinded by features and all the functions and things you can do with a platform that may or may not be relevant to your particular circumstances. So have a think about that. Maybe this is something that you feel you're guilty of, or your business has an issue with, that you've maybe bought into a piece of software but never really got best value from it. Have a think about, well, are we looking at this from the right point of view? Are we really clear what our strategy needs to be, what our plans are, and what we're trying to achieve? And then think about how the technology might help you to deliver that, rather than the other way around. Hopefully that's given you a bit of food for thought. Take care. I'll speak to you soon.